Hello, good evening. Here we are. This is a presentation about lesser known holidays in the UK. So my name is Eugene Ward, and we're going to talk about four main holidays that people wouldn't really know too much about. Nice to meet you. As I say, my name is Eugene Ward. My native language is English, so that I'm a native teacher. I've been a teacher here in February since 2013, so 12 years. I started in April 2013. So we're going to talk today about lesser known holidays in the UK. So we're going to talk about four main ones, one in January, one in February and March, one in July, one in November, correct? Four lesser known UK holidays and the traditions associated with them. So look at this, Burns Nights, which is in January. It's in January, in late January. Pancake Tuesday is in February or March. It really depends because it depends on the date of Easter. It's 47 days before Easter. So if Easter's early, could be February. If Easter's not so early, could be March. St. Stephen's Day is a day in July, mid-July. And Guy Fawkes Day or Guy Fawkes Night could be called day or night. It's in November. This guy, do you remember him? He was from the Navigate video, correct? Where he talked about, he mentions he's in various videos, but he was in one where he talked about Burns Night, which is a festival in Scotland in January. He plays music at Burns Night dances. As it says here, Burns Night's the only ceremony or celebration where you have people doing an address to the haggis, which is a poem all about the stomach of a sheep. So as I say, it's on the 25th of January to celebrate the Robert Burns, who is Scotland's most famous poet. Correct? People eat haggis. What is haggis? It's a sheep's stomach. Neeps, which is actually Swedes, a vegetable, and tallies, which is potatoes. They read the poetry of this guy, Robert Burns, correct? On the night, and they are traditional Scottish music and dancing, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So as you can see, there's your supper, there's your potatoes, your tatties, there's your haggis, there's your neeps, and there's your whiskey. They like their whiskey in Scotland. And this is this guy reciting the poem in Old Scots. It's not English, it's not Scottish Gaelic, it's something a little bit different. As it says there, the definitive address to the haggis and Edinburgh Castle. Check that out. Use the QR. Check that out. You can, in your own time, check out that video, the address to the haggis. Watch it being performed there. Yeah. Okay. And there's also, as mentioned, where it also mentioned was dancing. People like to do in this type of thing, dancing, Scottish dancing. You can see the QR there. Check that out with the QR code there for the Scottish traditional dancing. But you can do these things here in Lima's, in the Scottish Caledonian Society. It's a, what is that? That's a kind of organization of people who want to practice Scottish traditions. It's been in Lima for a number of years. Yeah, so you can check them out. If you want to learn about the traditional Scottish dancing here in Lima, contact the Scottish Caledonian Society of Peru. They have classes as well, I believe. They have a Facebook page and they have many things on that. Call this number 998-517-296 and they will give you a bit more information. Or email realclubperu@gmail.com. They'll be able to tell you things there, a bit of information there. So, as it says here, eat haggis, watch the poem being recited, see, participate in the dancing, all at the Caledonian Ball, an event that happens in Lima on the 22nd of November. Happens typically around that time of year every year, and it's a night where you can have for a traditional dinner, haggis, neeps, and tatties, and watch the poem being recited and participate in some Scottish dancing. There you go. If you want to do that, check out the numbers there, 998-517-296 or 948-409-963. You can see that. Correct. Best try the first number as I mentioned. Anyway, that's the idea of the of Burns Night, which happens in late July. No, late January, excuse me, late January. So yeah, that's the first one we're gonna do. The next one is going to be Pancake Tuesday. Because in Brazil in February March they celebrate Carnival. People celebrate Carnival. On the same day, on the Tuesday, in the UK, people celebrate Pancake Tuesday. In the UK, people eat pancakes and celebrate Pancake Tuesday. Pretty important day there, Pancake Tuesday. So, as it says, it can also be called Shrove Tuesday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's more typically called Pancake Tuesday, though. Yeah, we'll talk about Shrove Tuesday. It's the day before Lent begins. Lent begins 46 days before Easter. It's to do with the time that Jesus spent in the desert before he spent 40 days in the desert. But why is then 46 days? Well, good question. The Sundays don't count. Because for example, when it's typical in Ireland to go off things for Lent, to go off maybe, I don't know, alcohol or chocolate or whatever, but the Sundays don't count. Although some people believe they count and some people don't believe they count. Yeah, my grandmother, she used to go off cigarettes for Lent, but on the Sunday she used to smoke them. Yeah, that's it. So people eat pancakes. That's very typical, correct? On Pancake Tuesday, that's what the day is for. And also, some towns have what they call pancake races. So there you are. It's very typical that, as it says here, why this day? Well, Pancake Tuesday is a day where, for Ash Wednesday, which marks the start of Lent, a 40-year period of fasting and preparation for Easter. In the past, people gave up rich foods like eggs, milk, and sugar during Lent. So to use up these ingredients, these rich foods, before the fasting began, they would cook pancakes. That, that was the idea of using the stuff up, basically. Similar to, in the sense, in Carnival in Brazil, is like a party before the period of reflection, of fasting. Similar in the UK, but instead of a party like Carnival, it's pancakes, eating pancakes. Yeah, so there you go. As I say, Lent, they mentioned Lent being a 40-day period, but there's 46 days between Ash Wednesday and Easter Sunday because the Sundays don't count. Well, that's what they say anyway. That's what I think. That's how it is. The Sundays don't count. Yeah, so there you are. So anyway, what's Shrove? This word Shrove you see there. Well, Shrove in the past tense, oh, it's the past tense of the word shrive, which means to impose penance on a sinner. That's what it means. It's more common to call it Pancake Tuesday. This word shrove is pretty old, so maybe avoid it if you would prefer, you know. If it's causing you a problem, avoid it and just call it Pancake Tuesday. Similar, easier to do that. So that's the day then, Pancake Tuesday. My pancakes, this is pancakes of the past. Check out the video there. Check out the QR and you'll see some of my pancakes. Yeah, check them out. Down the years, we check those out in the QR code there. So anyway, that's it. As it says here, it occurs 47 days before the date of Easter. So the date changes every year. This year it was on March the 4th. This next year it's going to be 17th of February and then the 9th of February. So obviously the earlier it is, the earlier Easter is. Yeah, 17th of February, Pancake Tuesday, right? Yeah. Okay. And the a date to put in the diary. So what about you? Do you do anything before Lent? Do you celebrate Lent? You know, what do you do? Do you actually observe Lent? Do you celebrate Lent? Do you do anything special before it? Do you celebrate Carnival? Carnival, people do celebrate in Brazil, of course, Portugal too, but not so much here. I haven't seen much of Carnival being celebrated here. But do people do that? Do they celebrate Lent? Do they celebrate Carnival? So before we go to the next big day, question is, have you seen this film? What film is this? This film ring any bells to you? Okay, one day, right? Yeah, this the reason why I've chosen this is because it talks about a day that these people meet. They meet on a day every year. As it says, after meeting on and spending the night together on St. Swithin's Day on the eve of their college graduation, Dexter and Emma are shown shown each year, excuse me, over 20 years on the same date, this date, the St. Swithin's Day, which is in 15th of July. All right, so yeah, there we go. As I say, this guy Swithin's a bishop in the 9th century. There was an old rhyme to say that if it rains on this day, it will rain for 40 days. And the UK people are pretty much fascinated by the weather, so as you can see, it's a big thing there. So people like to look out on for this day if it rains, if it doesn't rain, correct? As it says, which is Swithin's Day, if thou dost reign, for 40 days it will remain. Since Swithin's Day, if thou be fair, for 40 days 'twill rain nigh mere. Correct. This is kind of like old English. It's like old English, not the modern English we know today. A more modern variation is if on Swithin's Day it really pours, you're better off to stay indoors. So what is the legend then? This is the belief that comes from stories about St. Swithin, who's a 9th century bishop of Winchester. It's a city in England, who asked to be buried outside so rain could fall on his grave. So his body then was moved inside the cathedral later in later years until heavy rain supposedly fell for 40 days as a sign of his displeasure. He wasn't happy about being moved inside. He wanted to stay outside. So what about you? Do you have any weather traditions? Anything that you have? No, not really. Here the weather is pretty stable, doesn't change much in the UK and in Europe in general. It can change rapidly. It can change quite a bit from hour to hour, never mind from day to day. Yeah. Okay, so that's since Wednesday say then. And the last one here, here's a question for you. What does the 31st of October mean to you? Is it Halloween or is it traditional music day? Or maybe you celebrate both of these. So yeah, why do I ask that? You're asking. Well, I ask it because in the UK it's a kind of there's 2 days that people celebrate around that time, Halloween and Guy Fawkes nights. There you go, Halloween and Guy Fawkes night. Halloween, we all know Halloween. Of course, it's on the 31st of October. Full of costumes, trick or treat, pumpkins, parties. It's popular with children in shops, of course. Then Guy Fawkes Night, bonfires and fireworks. It's more traditional but less popular today. It was big in the past, not so much nowadays, but it's still important. People in the UK celebrate Guy Fawkes more than they do Halloween. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's yeah. So what is it? It's where when is it? Good question. Well, it's on the 5th of November. There's a rhyme, remember the 5th of November. And as it says, it remembers the gunpowder plot of 1605. Explain what that means, what that is in a moment. And people have bonfires and fireworks. And effigies like dolls, right, of this guy, Guy Fawkes, to be burned. Effigies of this guy are burned. Correct? That's what happens. So there we go, the gunpowder plot. As it says here, in 1605, a group tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, the Congress in the UK. Not going to comment on whether people blow up the Congress here, but say nothing about that. Don't. Yeah, as it says here, Guy Fawkes was caught with gunpowder. He was caught doing this, and the king was saved. He was trying to kill the king, but the king did not die. The king was saved. And yeah, people lit bonfires in celebration to celebrate that. Today we have fireworks and sometimes burn a guy on a fire. A guy is this kind of is an effigy, a kind of like doll that people burn. Kids go around, for example, before the 5th of November, and they say to people, penny for the guy. They kind of look for money, for change off people. And this is to do with the Guy Fawkes night, right? People they go around houses asking for a few pennies for this doll that they have. Children made a stuffed figure to represent Guy Fawkes, correct? They took the figure out to the street and asked penny for the guy. People gave small coins, which were often used as it is to buy fireworks. Hmm. Yeah, that's what happens, right? Yeah, it's an old tradition linked to Guy Fawkes. Well, it's not done so much now, and the guy was later burned on a bonfire. That's what happens. So why do these matter? Why do we talk about this type of stuff? Well, obviously, it's important for to show the history and culture of a place, the UK being that place, mixed religion, folklore, and fun. Oh, a lot of it mixed there. Because obviously, religion is important. Even these days, countries are becoming more secular, but even so, religion is still a popular topic. In terms of Guy Fawkes Night and all these different things, Pancake Tuesday, Burns Night. But Burns Night is not to do with religion, but the other three are, but they are still enjoyed by many people today. Correct? And what about you? Do you have any special days here that I might not know about? Put it in the comments. And thanks for that. Thank you very much. You can obviously, any questions you have, let me know. Put them in the chat, put them in the comments, please.